We have other states that are using this technology, not on an enterprise level yet, but using them for things like, here's Finance Administration, the New York State Office of the State Comptroller, for Merit Protection Commission in the state of Oklahoma, Emergency Preparedness again in Virginia, and we have some state laboratories using this technology, and also the criminal justice system. And then in terms of federal agency implementations, the CDC, FDA, Homeland Security, some of these are really just within a department here or there. I think getting back to what Jane was talking about, the ability to collect and connect, I think is really important, because there seems to be sort of this viral effect where people look at, oh, look at how they're addressing this issue, look at how they're able to share information, and we'd like to do that too. So part of my job is to help people connect the dots once they have this technology. Cost versus utility. I think the biggest cost is really or cost savings is in reducing the workload to manage and deliver your content, whether it's training or information, because it automates all that archiving and indexing. There was an example about, how do you free up someone's time if there is sort of the person that everybody goes to asking that same question over and over again. You take that person and they do, a 5-minute overview of the services that they provide or how you access this information, the organization. A lot of higher education institutions are using that for some of the learner supports, or even faculty. Here's where you go when you want to request video conferencing services. Here's how you access this information. So we've seen it used that way, and I think that's very effective. We just did a case study, a case study with the Michigan Public Health Institute, and they had their own, they've been using this for a couple of years. They're supporting a number of agencies. We have a case study out on the table in the lobby, but they've estimated that when they use this technology, they're saving $80 per viewer based on some of the other logistics around bringing people together and arranging meetings and that type of thing. And then the Wisconsin Department of Health and Family Services, I did some initial ROI as part of an evaluation plan when we brought this in, and I was amazed that, and this is a very conservative number, that in 6 months we had done about 150 webcasts. And these were things where, our central office would typically go out and meet with all the regional office and personnel and explain a change in a policy. And typically, those numbers aren't tracked very closely in an organization, but when you start adding up what it costs to send people and to even convene your partners and provider networks, it adds up. And, I had seen numbers that were indicating we were saving, well over $800,000 in 6 months. And I have another case study that was done more recently where the Department of Health and Family Services estimates that they're saving millions of dollars at this point. So it's very effective. Here's some results. I think, you can read through these, and again, this presentation will be available online, but I definitely think that in terms of the ability to increase the level of performance and ability for people to share information effectively and be able to have a record of that, I think is an important aspect about the webcasting. We are encouraged to see that more agencies in other states are using this, and the federal government as well. Some of the examples, recently the Food and Drug Administration just did 2 webcasts in the last few weeks on talking about their organizational vision and changing the organizational culture. And that to me speaks to the heightened focus on the issues around managing your workforce and recruiting and retaining the right people, making sure that they have the skills and knowledge that they need to do their job. So with that, I think that's the end. Here's some links, and actually when after this is up online, these links will be in the viewer window, so you won't have to worry about writing this stuff down. But these are examples of catalogs, so you can go in and see how other government agencies are organizing their information. So, well, we have a captured unit sitting in the back there, so you can look at it. But actually, it's a systems approach, and whether you purchase it or lease it, I mean, we have different options at this point, but it's the encoder, the recorder, that allows you to actually capture content, and then the other piece of it is the software license, which either you purchase as part of the package, or we do hosting, other people can do hosting, but that's what allows you to actually manage your content, set up your catalog.
So any digital video camera hooked into this system, and you're captured, so then I'm trying to get the distinction between a media site and a WebEx, right? So you have a WebEx or a Placeware or whatever that event is, and you capture it. The relative lack of value there is it's then just a big dumb blob, unless you put a lot, but you can't get to any particular piece of that. I mean, you can archive it, you can put it someplace, but there's no searching within that. Okay, so that's the value.
Right.
So
yes.
The value is the camera into this unit that is capturing everything, that is recording all the audio, that is capturing all that. I can search against anything that's just trying to understand.
Yes. Yes, and typically what we do is, we sell a unit. Most instructional training centers or instructional media centers will have their camera or whatever, microphones or audio mixers, things like that. We would recommend what those technologies would be to get something. I mean, this is a basic capture that we're doing today. We even borrowed the video stream off of a different camera, so that's pretty straightforward. For room integrations, which we do recommend for organizations that do a lot of capturing of their content, whether it's through a training center or these are a boardroom or a conference room, that you can integrate your audio and your cameras with like a Crestron or something like that to make it more automated.
I'm not going to monopolize the question, but and then so you capture it and it's in a database, and that database can get dumped into a different database, and
you can actually, the way the information is shared, it does create a streaming file, but you can publish it to your desktop where you can separate out those pieces. So you could use the audio portion or the video portion.
And one more quick question.
Okay.
Rather than tracking the total number of users, can you identify and track individual users and use that address number?
It will tell you the IP address, and so you have that ability. I think that what we've seen organizations do is the software allows you to create grouping structures and to delegate administration who can input or add information. But I think if that's your primary goal, integrating it into some kind of a learning management system would probably give you better information. But yes, you can report on the number of views, how many times they've come in, how long they've viewed it, and what the IP address is. So, okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.